Good evening, everyone. We're glad you're here. We're going to start the evening with the swearing in of our newly electeds or re-electeds. And so we'll start this evening with Leonard Altieri, and we'll go from there.
And this is our newly elected Court of Common Pleas Court Judge, Judge Solsteiner. Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Like I need a microphone. You ready, sir? Well, repeat after me. I, Leonard Bartholomew Altieri III, do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that I will discharge the duties of Township Supervisor for the Township of Newtown, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, with fidelity. Congratulations. Sure.
Come on. Parents are here too, so mom, dad, and up here. Come on. There you go.
All right. Carol, can we get you and your family up here? Come on, Mike. Come on, guys. Come on up. Put the phones down. Come on up. Gives me a lot of pleasure to be here tonight for you, Cheryl. Are you ready to take the oath of office? Please raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible and repeat after me. I, Cheryl Ann Grosso, do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that I will discharge the duties of Township Supervisor for the Township of Newtown, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, with fidelity. Congratulations. Okay, we're halfway home. Now we're doing the tax collector, Mary Louise Richards. Can you come on up? You want to do Bible? Is that for? You got it. Ready to take the oath of office? Okay, left hand on the Bible, right hand in the air. Here we go. Repeat after me. I, Marie Louise Richards, do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that I will discharge the duties of Township Tax Collector for the Township of Newtown, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, with fidelity. Congratulations. Kathy, you're up. Last and certainly not least is the auditor, Township Auditor. Stand up here. You're taking the oath on the Constitution. It's very nice. Okay. Are you ready? Got your left hand on the Constitution, your right hand in the air. Here we go. I, Catherine Chesser Wilt, do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that I will discharge the duties of Township Auditor for the Township of Newtown, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, with fidelity. Congratulations. Congratulations.
We will now go ahead and call this meeting, the Board of Supervisors to order. It's January 5th, roughly about 7:14, 13, something like that. And if I can, I will go ahead and do the roll call. Mr. Altieri. Here. Ms. Chanlis.
Here.
Ms. Grosso.
Here.
Mr. Russo.
Here.
Mr. Sanfrancesco.
Here.
You have an engineer, manager, and solicitor are here. At this point, is there any nominations for a temporary secretary?
I'll nominate Stephen Nease.
Any other nominations? All in favor? Passes 5-0. Do we have a nomination for a temporary chair?
Nominate Mike Russo.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any other nominations? All in favor? Passes 5-0. I will turn it over to you, Mike.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Consider approving the agenda. Do I have
So moved.
Second.
second? Can we vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. 5-0 approved. Election of board officers, election of the chair. Do I have a nomination for the chair?
I move to nominate Supervisor Altieri for the Chair of the Board of Supervisors.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. 5-0 in favor.
Take it over.
Turn it over to you.
Right, perfect. Good job, Mike. Did well. 9.2, is there any nominations for an election of a vice chair?
I nominate Paul.
Is there a second? I'll second that. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Before we get into the rest of the agenda, I do just have a few comments that I want to make. I want to first thank my colleagues for re-electing me to serve as the chairman of this board for another year. I'm honored by your confidence and humbled by the responsibility that comes with this role. I also want to congratulate Supervisor Sanfrancesco on his elevation as vice chair. I know that his steady leadership and thoughtful perspective will be invaluable as we work together. I also want to extend a warm welcome to our new colleague, Supervisor Grosso. Cheryl, I'm not certain of many things, but I doubt that'll happen often, so not many applause happen in this room, so enjoy it now. Enjoy it now. Paul, Mike, Catherine, and I look forward to working closely with you for the betterment of every resident in Newtown Township. I also want to take a moment to recognize and congratulate Kathy Wilt, our new township auditor, and to Marie Richards. And to Marie Richards on her re-election as tax collector. Each one of these roles plays a vital part in ensuring that our township operates with integrity, accountability, and responsiveness to those that we serve. More important than any of us who serve in this building are the families who stand behind us. Brandon Jolly, Kristen Sanfrancesco, Kim Russo, and now Mike Grosso. Thank you for your sacrifices and soon-to-be sacrifices to allow us to serve. And to that point, I want to thank my wife, Franca, my daughter, Lucia, and my parents who were here this evening, in particular to Franca and Lucia, who unfortunately left because it's way past her bedtime. My daughter, not my wife's. Thank you to the countless sacrifices that they make so that I can serve. From the nights away from the dinner table, the phone calls and emails that never seem to end, and to the interruptions that come when someone stops us while we're walking, shopping, or out to dinner to ask for help with a township issue. You'll enjoy those soon, trust me. You share this commitment with me whether you ask for it or not, and I could not do this work without your patience, understanding, and constant support. We gather tonight as elected officials, but more importantly, as stewards of our community. We do not govern in a vacuum or in partisan silos. When our residents reach out to us, whether they are Republicans, Democrats, or independents, they are not identifying us by party. They are coming to us as neighbors, seeking assistance, clarity, solution, and support. That is what local government is all about, being accessible, responsive, and accountable to the people who call this township home. Local government matters, and it matters because it touches the everyday lives of our residents, from public safety to road maintenance, from planning for smart growth to protecting our natural environment, from ensuring fiscal responsibility to supporting our first responders. The work we do here makes a real and tangible difference. Over the past year, this board has accomplished a tremendous amount on behalf of the residents of Newtown Township. First and foremost, we strengthened public safety. We successfully ratified a new police contract that ensures our officers are compensated competitively, reflecting the important work that they do every day, while at the same time protecting our residents from unnecessary tax increases. We've achieved that balance while continuing to maintain the high level of services our community expects and deserves. That approach reflects a broader commitment to responsible financial stewardship. Newtown Township remains on exceptionally strong financial footing. We continue to keep townships low. Indeed, Newtown Township currently continues to have the lowest tax rate of any municipality in Delaware County with a full-time police force. At the same time, we've preserved essential services and invested strategically in our future. One of the clear examples of that stewardship is our pension system. Both our uniform and non-uniform pension plans are now funded at over 100%. This is the result of careful investment decisions and difficult but necessary choices made by this board over time. Because of that work, we reduced long-term liabilities for our residents and saved the township more than $200,000 alone this year. That strong financial management has not gone unnoticed. Newtown Township continues to maintain its AAA bond rating from Moody's, a distinction held by only one other municipality in Delaware County and just a handful across the Commonwealth. Put simply, because of the decisions made in this room, Newtown Township's credit rating is higher than that of the County of Delaware, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and the United States government. We continue to invest in the safety and well-being of our community by supporting our volunteer fire company. Last year, the township took on the purchase of the fire company's new rescue truck, relieving that burden from our volunteers so they can focus on what matters most: training and providing emergency services to our residents. Finally, connectivity and quality of life have long been priorities of this board. Over the past year alone, we expanded connectivity through more than 5 miles of constructed or approved sidewalks and trails. These efforts are helping to create a more walkable, accessible, and connected community, and they were recognized when Newtown Township was named the 2025 recipient of the Delaware County Transportation Management Sustainability Award. But that was last year's work. And while we are proud of what we've accomplished, today we begin again. Today we recommit to serving the residents of this great township with purpose, energy, and vision. Looking ahead to 2026 and beyond, we have important work before us. We are actively updating our comprehensive plan and strategic plan, a blueprint that will guide Newtown Township's land use, public safety, financial planning, and community priorities for a year to come. This effort will involve extensive community engagement because your voice matters in shaping Newtown Township. We will also continue to manage the township's budget with discipline and foresight, focusing on infrastructure, public safety, and services that residents can count on, even as we balance rising costs and changing needs. Yes, there will be tough votes. There will be late nights in this meeting room and hard conversations between us as supervisors and between this board and our residents. There will be moments when the best decisions for the long-term health of our community may not be the most popular in the moment. That's part of leadership, doing what's right even when it's difficult. But I believe in this board, and more importantly, I believe in this community. We have faced challenges before, and we have risen to meet them with resolve, respect, and cooperation. We will continue to work together, not for headlines or accolades. I purposely left out a good selfie because, gotta take one of those every once in a while. But for the families, seniors, children, and businesses that make Newtown Township the exceptional place that it is. Governing begins, and as we govern, let us remember that we are not here to serve ourselves, but to serve the residents of Newtown Township. So to the board, thank you again for this honor to serve as chair, and to the residents, thank you for placing your trust in me for another term as your township supervisor. Thank you for your engagement, your ideas, and your passion for this community. Together, we will continue to build a township that is safe, vibrant, and prepared for the future. And that's it. Section 10, public comment. If there's any public, I will actually make this announcement. If there's anybody who wants to leave now, we can take a 5-minute recess, unless everybody wants to continue to see local government in action, which is thrilling, trust me. So we'll take a 5-minute break and we'll let people go. All right. So we will now move to section 10. We'll now move down to section 10, which is public comment, agenda items only. If there's any members of the public who have any public comment they wish to provide, please go to the podium, state your name and address for the record. I'll do one last call if there's any public comment. Seeing none, we'll move down to section 11. Consider the minutes from the December 22nd, 2025 meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by Supervisor Sanfrancesco, seconded by motion was made by Supervisor Russo, seconded by Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Yep. Section 12, resolutions for committees, 12.1. Can I get a motion approving resolution 2026-01, the dissolution of the Trails and Greenways Committee? Supervisor Sanfrancesco.
This resolution 2026-01 dissolving the Newtown Township Trails and Greenways Committee, whereas the Board of Supervisors remains committed to improving the quality of its life, its residents by preserving open space, creating corridors and protected recreational greenways, and the establishment of new walking trails, paths, bike routes throughout the township. Whereas in accordance to these goals, the Board of Supervisors has formed the Newtown Township Trails and Greenway Committee with resolution 2021-24 and 2021-25. Whereas the Newtown Township Parks and Recreation Board established ordinance maintains their similar goals performed by the Trails and Greenways Committee. Whereas the Board of Supervisors is very respectful of the value time devoted to its various committee members and desires improvement through efficiency, eliminating the committee overlap here when possible. And whereas the Board of Supervisors believes the Parks and Rec Board can assume the functions performed by the Trails and Greenways Committee to reduce overlap and improve efficiency. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Supervisors hereby rescinds resolution 2021-24 and 2021-25, hereby eliminates the Trails and Greenways Committee with the intent that the Parks and Rec Board will carry out those functions formerly performed by the Trails and Greenways Committee. Adopted this 5th day of January 2026 by the Board of Supervisors. And that is my resolution.
Is there a second? Motion was made by Supervisor Sanfrancesco, seconded by Supervisor Russo. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
Resolution.
12.2, can I get a motion approving resolution 2026-02, the reorganization of the Finance Committee? Supervisor Russo.
Whereas the Board of Supervisors remains committed to ownership, means excellent financial management and sound, while ensuring that the finances of the township are reported and managed in a way that are transparent. Of January 2026 by the Board of Supervisors, Township of Newtown.
Motion is made by Supervisor Russo. Is there a second? Seconded by Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
No.
Motion carries 3-2. With Supervisor Chanlis and Supervisor Grosso voting in the negative. Section 13, appointment to boards and commissions, 13.1. Can I get a motion accepting the following resignations? Resignation of John McDevitt from Leisure Services, resignation of Joe Cantrabone from Parks and Rec, and resignation of Rose Vanacola from the Parks and Rec Board.
You have one more in the back.
And resignation of Chris Wilson from the Historic Preservation Committee.
Second.
Motion is made by Supervisor Chandler, second by Supervisor Russo. Is there any board discussion? All's in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All's opposed? Motion carries. 13.2, Planning Commission. I would like to, well, what we'll do is if there's no objection from the board, we'll do everything together. Is that how everybody wants to do this, or do we want to do these individually? Anybody have any objections? Okay.
No.
The 13.2 Planning Commission, 1 4-year term expiring 12/31/2029. I will nominate Tom Locker, and 1 4-year term expiring 12/31/2029. I will nominate Shimon Guy. These are both reappointments to the Planning Commission. 13.3 Zoning Hearing Board, 1 5-year term expiring 12/31/2030. I will nominate Kevin Baskell, which is a reappointment. 13.4 Zoning Hearing Board Alternate, 1 3-year term expiring 12/31/2028. Nominate Charlie Falcone, which is also a reappointment. 13.5 Municipal Authority, 1 5-year term expiring 12/31/2030. Walter Borjanis, God bless you, as a reappointment. 13.6 Supervisor Chanlis.
Marble Newtown. Marble Newtown Leisure Service, 1 3-year term expiring 12/31/2028, Rose Vanicolo. And 1 unexpired term expiring 12/31/2027, Joe Catrambone.
13.7 is the Bartram Bridge for 1 2-year term expiring 12/31/2027. Ed Johnston, which is a reappointment. 13.8 Parks and Rec Supervisor Grosso.
1 5-year term expiring 12/31/2030, Anthony DiVincenzo. 1 4-year term expiring 12/31/2029, Carol Wagner. 1 3-year term expiring 12/31/2028, Bethany DeGinza. 1 3-year term expiring 12/31/2028, Rob Banicola. 1 2-year term expiring 12/31/2027, Joseph Falcon.
13.9 EAC Supervisor Sanfrancesco.
1 3-year term expiring 12/31/2028, Catherine Yursky. 1 2-year term expiring 12/31/2027, Janet Carvanis. 1 1-year term expiring 12/31/2026, Chris Layton.
13.10 Finance Committee Supervisor Grosso.
Finance Committee, 1 3-year term expiring 12/31/2028, Scott Trotter. 1 2-year term expiring 12/31/2027, Rich Johnson. 1 1-year term expiring 12/31/2026, Cindy Young.
13.11 Historic Preservation Commission Supervisor Chanlis.
1 4-year term expiring 12/31/2029, Kathy Cavalier. 1 unexpired term expiring 12/31/2028, Frank Falcone.
13.12 Library Board. Supervisor Russo, you have this one, or you want me to take it?
I'll let you take.
1 3-year term expiring 12/31/2028 is Nan Porter. 1 3-year term expiring 12/31/2028, Sharon Rosenthal. 1 3-year term expiring 12/31/2028, Paul Seligson. 13.13 Vacancy Board, 2-year term expiring 12/31/2027, John McDevitt. 13.14 Delegate to PSAT, Stephen Nease. 13.15 Representative of the CDCA, Robert Fullerton. 13.6 Representative of the Council of Government, Steve Neese. Is there a second? Well, I guess we all made those motions, so we'll just say a second for 13. Oh, yeah, 13.2 to 13.16. Seconded by Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Section 14, Board Liaisons. Board Liaisons, as a reminder to everyone, are the point of contact, if you will, for some of these boards and commissions. They are not expected to attend every single meeting. They are, if there's a question from a township perspective, who that board should reach out to. So with that being said, 14.1 police is going to be Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Non-uniform personnel is going to be Supervisor Chanlis. Police Pension Board and Non-Uniform Pension Board is the chairman and Supervisor Grosso. Environmental Advisory Council is Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Parks and Rec Board will be Supervisor Grosso. Historic Preservation Commission is Supervisor Chanlis. Municipal Authority is Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Finance Committee is Supervisor Sanfrancesco and Supervisor Grosso. Leisure Services is Supervisor Chanlis. Library Supervisor Russo. Marple Newtown School District is Supervisor Chanlis. Fire Department Emergency Medical Services is myself and Supervisor Grosso. And the way that that breaks down is that everybody has, well, Supervisor Sanfrancesco and Grosso have 4, Supervisor Chanlis. Actually, everybody has 4 except for myself and Supervisor Russo. So a nice even split there. Section 15, we don't need to vote on that since it's a liaison appointment. Section 15 are the township officials. I hope that this spreadsheet that I have is the same order as that agenda. If not, I apologize, Desiree, and I'll just give you what we have. So, I'll probably do this off memory. Township solicitor is going to be Richard C. Sikora, High Schwartz. Township conflict counsel will be Raphael Pupio. Township engineer is going to be Panoni, Eric P. Johnson, PE. Alternate conflict engineer is going to be Catania Engineering Associates Incorporated, Charles J. Catania, PE. Township manager, secretary, and treasurer will be Stephen Nease. Chief administrative officer of the pension funds will be Stephen Nease. Assistant secretary will be Desiree Stevens. Assistant treasurer is Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Right to know officer is I almost demoted you there. Sorry about that. Right to know officer is Stephen Nease. Chief of police is Chief Lund. Congratulations. Roadmaster is George Sharretts. Zoning officer, director of codes, building code official is Andy Reschek. Assistant zoning officer Stephen Nease. Building code official assistant zoning officer is Commonwealth Code. Fire marshal is Carl Keene. Assistant fire marshal Mike Kenny. Electrical inspector, Commonwealth Code and United Electrical. Yeah, United Electrical. Emergency management coordinator is going to be Dr. Jean Bale. Assistant emergency management coordinator is Stephen Nease. Animal warden is Alan Strickler. Appointed auditor is going to be Malley / Chris Herr. Township arborist will be Rockwell Associates John Rockwell Hosbach Jr. RCA. Is there a motion? I'll make the motion. Oh, did I skip animal shelter? Hold on. Animal shelter is going to be Brandywine Veterinary Hospital. Okay, so I'll make the motion for 15.1 to 15.23. Is there a second? Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Section 16 is Bill 16.1. I have reviewed the bills and I'll make a motion to approve the bills on check register dated January 5th, 2026, totaling $83,090.94. There's a second.
So moved. Second.
Motion was made by the chair, seconded by Supervisor Russo. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Section 17, 17.1. I get a motion approving the payment of the following pension plan administrative fees to Thomas J. Anderson, as well as authorize the township manager to sign all required paperwork. $6,700 for the non-uniform pension plan, $6,900 for the uniform pension plan.
So moved.
Motion was made by Supervisor Russo, seconded by Supervisor Chanlis. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, motion carries. 17.2, consider accepting the lowest responsible bid for the Greer Park Rehabilitation Project from JMC Contractors Incorporated with a total base bid of $928,548 and a total contingency bid of $241,850. Your second. Motion is made by Supervisor Chandler, seconded by Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Mr. Neese, I know this was discussed at a prior meeting, but I don't know if there's anything you want to add to this.
Yeah, I just would mention, the intent is to, obviously have you award this bid. I would make note that part of the 241 was a bid, I believe it's like 215,000 that was actually less for concrete pillars instead of wood pillars. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
for the boardwalk that will be there. And so we will be switching those two. So you're not paying the extra 215 twice. You're just paying it one time and taking the savings. So other than that, that's all I wanted to make sure you understood, that we're not going to be spending 1.2 million. We're really going to be spending closer to a little over 1 million.
Any other questions for the township manager? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All's opposed, motion carries. 17.3, consider rejecting all bids for the mowing, maintenance, and leaf collection contract per staff recommendation, and consider authorizing a re-advertisement for the bids, mowing bids. Motion was made by Supervisor Russo, seconded by Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Is there any board discussion? All's in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All's opposed, motion carries. 17.4, can I get a motion accepting the proposal from Fidelity Burglar, and Fire Alarm Company to replace the fire and security systems in the Square Tavern for $7,695 and to contract for monitoring services for $50 per month. Fidelity Alarm presently monitors the historic paper mill house and the Bartram Bridge properties.
Second.
Motion is made by Supervisor Chandler, seconded by Supervisor Grosso. Is there any board discussion? Steve, pretty cut and dry.
It is pretty straightforward. It just, this current service out there is not working. This will put in a new system and it will allow it to work.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. 17.5, consider approving all third-party fee schedules, which we will jump, well, let's just jump, I guess, to 18.4, Resolution 2026-06, adopting the 2026 fee schedule, Supervisor Sanfrancesco.
Two different things.
Oh, it's the third-party ones. You're
Yes.
Right, okay. So 17.5, approving all third-party fee schedules. Is there a motion for that?
Second.
That's a good catch, Steve. Thank you for that. So the motion was made by Supervisor Russo, seconded by Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Is there any board discussion? And these are the remaining ones that we had, because I know we did some of them.
Yeah, you did some last meeting.
Yep.
This was the last one. We have one more that we're still waiting on, but we'll assume that their rate is the same until we hear from them.
Okay, and if not, then we'll come back and
Yep.
approve it either way. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. 17.6, can I get a motion reducing the permit fee associated with the Veterans Memorial Hall building to the following: L&I fee, $4.50, required state fee, fire inspections at $100, plan review fee, $275, which was already paid, and any third-party fees that may be incurred.
So moved. Second.
Motion is made by Supervisor Russo, seconded by Supervisor Sanfrancesco. So Steve boiled down essentially what they're asking for. It's the Veterans Memorial, they're building the Veterans Hall, they're asking for a break.
Yes,
Since they
correct.
are
And this
effective
is just the township covering its expenses that would be over and be above our normal everyday expenses.
Understood. Any questions for the township manager? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. 17.7, consider approving the 2026-2027 holiday schedule. We don't have to read those dates out, do we?
Can you pull up the holiday schedule, please?
Listed on the agenda, you can just say.
Yep.
So I will,
This is them.
I'll just, no one's actually seconded it, so, or made a motion. So approving the 2026-2027 holiday schedule as presented.
Second.
Motion is made by Supervisor Chandler, seconded by Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Is there any board discussion? All's in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All's opposed, motion carries. 17.8, consider approving the 2026-2027 Board and Commissions meeting schedule, as well as the advertisement of the schedule as presented.
So moved.
Motion was made by Supervisor Sanfrancesco, seconded by Supervisor Chandler. Is there any board discussion? Steve, this is now, and this
Yep.
this will reflect the changes that we obviously adopted, and it'll be updated on the township website.
That is- Yes.
You got a vacation plan, Mike?
Okay. The Board of Supervisors meeting really hasn't changed. It's still on the second and fourth Mondays. The municipal authority will meet on the third Monday typically, other than in February and in January, because of holidays, their President's Day and Martin Luther King. The rest of our boards and commissions will be meeting on Thursdays. EAC and Parks and Rec on the first Thursday, Finance, if it's meeting, and Zoning Hearing Board on the third Thursday, and the fourth Thursday will be Historic Commission and Planning. And those 5:30 and 7, and the only time that changes is at Thanksgiving, and probably at Christmas.
And then July and August, we meet weekly. Just kidding, Mike.
I'm leaving that
You went
one
on a hot
alone.
spot real quick. Desiree, was there a motion? Was someone make that motion or no?
You did. You have a motion and a second.
Motion was made and seconded. Is there any other board discussion? All's in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All's opposed, motion carries. Section 18, resolutions of legislation and action. 18.1 is to consider approving resolution 2026-03, Township Manager's Compensation. Resolution number 2026-03, a resolution of the Township of Newtown in the County of Delaware, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, hereby states compensation of the Township Manager / Secretary / Treasurer. Whereas Article 13, Section 1301B of the Second Class Township Code of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania states that the compensation of the Township Manager / Secretary / Treasurer shall be set by resolution of the Board of Supervisors of Newtown Township. Now therefore be it resolved that the annual compensation of the Township Manager / Secretary / Treasurer shall be $183,950, effective as of January 5th, 2026, to be paid in the same manner as other township employees unless authorized by the Board of Supervisors at its discretion. In addition, the township will make a contribution of $3,000 to the township manager's retirement plan account, resolved this 5th day of January 2026 by the Board of Supervisors of the Township of Newtown, and that is my motion. Is there a second?
Yeah.
Motion is made by Supervisor Altieri, seconded by Supervisor Grosso. Is there any board discussion? The only thing I'll say is, Steve, thank you for last year. There's a lot of work that we have to continue to do for 2026, and we know that you're up to the challenge. And I think I speak for the whole board when I say that we look forward to working with you again for another year.
And I do as well. Thank you so very much.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, motion carries. 18.2, consider approving resolution 2026-04, Bank Depository, Supervisor Chanlis.
Resolution 2026-04, resolution of the Township of Newtown in the County of Delaware, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Bank Depositories. Whereas the Board of Supervisors of the Township of Newtown, Delaware County, Pennsylvania desires to safely increase the investment potential of its money by investing from time to time in collateralized and federally insured obligations with commercial banks or savings institutions chartered by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania or the United States. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Supervisors of the Township of Newtown, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, and is hereby resolved by the authority of said supervisors that, 1, the proper officers of the Township of Newtown may execute such resolutions and documents necessary to establish and maintain federally insured and collateralized accounts with commercial banks or savings institutions chartered by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania or the United States. 2, the proper officers of the Township shall be authorized to perform whatever other acts that shall be necessary under the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania or the United States to establish and maintain such accounts as shall have been aforesaid described. 3, it is the sense of the Board of Supervisors of the Township of Newtown that the proper officers of the Township shall be charged with choosing the appropriate federally insured and collateralized obligations with commercial banks or savings institutions chartered by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania or the United States, and that the proper officers shall seek to obtain the highest possible return consistent with the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania controlling second-class townships. Resolved this 5th day, January 2026. That is my motion.
Motion was made by Supervisor Chanlis. Is there a second? Seconded by Supervisor Russo. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. 18.3, consider approving resolution 2026-05, bank signatures, Supervisor Grosso.
Resolution 2026-05, whereas the Township of Newtown Board of Supervisors has resolved to use TD Bank and Pennsylvania Local Government Investment Trust as depositories and desires to designate who is authorized to sign on behalf of the Township. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the financial institutions named above and any one or more of its offices or branches, be it hereby is designated as a financial institution of and depository for the funds of this government entity, which may be withdrawn on checks, drafts, advices of debt, notes, or other orders for the payment of monies, including electronic orders, bearing the signature of or as otherwise authorized jointly by any two of the following officers employees or agents of this government entity who are listed below. Leonard Altieri, Board Chairman, Paul Sanfrancesco, Supervisor, Cheryl Grosso, Supervisor, Stephen Nease, Township Manager, George Sharitz, Director of Public Works. Further resolve, the agents whose name appear above are hereby authorized to open and maintain a deposit account or accounts of the government entity with the financial institutions, subject to the terms and conditions of the Business Deposit Account Agreement as it may be amended from time to time. Further resolved that the financial institution is hereby directed to accept and pay without further inquiry any item or payment order drawn against any of the government entity's accounts with the financial institutions bearing the signature of or as otherwise authorized by any such agents, even though drawn or endorsed to the order of any agent signing or tendering by such agent for cashing or in payment of individual obligations such as agent or deposit or for the agent's personal account, and the financial institutions shall not be required or be under any obligation to inquire as to the circumstances of the issues or the issue any item signed or payment order authorized in accordance with the resolutions contained herein, or the application or deposits of such items or payment orders or the proceeds of the item or payment order. Further resolved that any of such agents is authorized to endorse all checks, drafts, notes, and other items payable to or owned by this governmental entity for deposit with the financial institutions or for collections or discounts by the financial institution, and to accept drafts and other payable at the financial institution. Further resolved that the above-named agents are authorized and empowered to execute such other agreements, including but not limited to special depository agreements and arrangements regarding the manners, conditions, or purposes for which funds, checks, or items of the governmental entity may be deposited, collected, or withdrawn, and to perform such other acts as they deem reasonably necessary to carry out the provisions of these resolutions. Further resolved that the authority hereby conferred upon the above-named agents shall be and remain in full force and effect until written notice of the revocation therefore shall have been delivered to and received by the financial institution at the location where an account of the governmental entity is maintained, and financial institution has a reasonable period of time to act upon such notice. Resolved this 5th day of January, 2026, at the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Supervisors.
Second, and that was my life the last 2 years, reading every long resolution. Welcome to the Board of Supervisors show.
We don't do hazing.
I didn't say it was anything. I didn't say it. Welcome.
Yeah. Motion was made by Supervisor Grosso, seconded by Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Is there any other board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
Mr. Chair, if I might, I just would make note that for the public to understand that we require 2 signatures on all transactions of the township, even though the signature for the bank doesn't require that, we require that, just so everybody knows that publicly.
Thank you, Mr. Neese. 18.4 is approving resolution 2026-06, adopting the 2026 fee schedule. Supervisor Sanfrancesco.
Resolution to approve the 2026 township fee schedule. Whereas from time to time, Board of Supervisors of the Township of Newtown, Delaware County, Pennsylvania reviews and revises various fees for services provided by the township. Now, therefore, in consideration of the above, the Board of Supervisors of the Township of Newtown does hereby resolve as follows. 1, the Township of Newtown Comprehensive Fee Schedule attached to this resolution as Exhibit A is approved. 2, the Township Administrator is directed to make this fee schedule available to the public and charge fees for service consistent with. Resolved this 5th day, January 26th, Board of Supervisors, Newtown Township.
Motion was made by Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Supervisor Grosso. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. 18.5, consider approving resolution 2026-07, adopting the Township Emergency Operation Plan. Supervisor Russo.
Whereas section 7503 of the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Services Code 35 PA C.S section 7101 et sequent mandates that the township Newtown Township prepare, maintain, and keep current an emergency operations plan for the prevention and minimization of injury and damage caused by a major emergency or disaster within the township. And whereas in response to the mandate stated above, Newtown Township has prepared an emergency operations plan to provide prompt and effective emergency response procedures to the following, or to be followed in an event of a major emergency or disaster. And whereas Newtown Township has also prepared an emergency operations plan in order to reduce the potential effects of a major emergency or disaster and to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the residents of the township. Now, therefore, it be resolved, we, the undersigned supervisor of Newtown Township, do hereby approve and adopt the state-endorsed emergency preparedness plan as the foundation of the Newtown Township's plan, with the understanding that the appendices and annexes will be kept up to date by the emergency manager coordinator and place in the immediate effect into the emergency operations plan of Newtown Township. This plan shall be reviewed every 2 years to make certain that it conforms with the requirements of Delaware County Emergency Operations Guideline adopted this 5th day of January 2026.
Motion was made by Supervisor Russo. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Supervisor Grosso. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Section 19, ordinances 19.1, consider approving the advertisement of and hearing date of February 9, 2026 for the following ordinance. Ordinance 2026, an ordinance to amend the code of the Township of Newtown, Chapter 172, zoning, Article 1, terminology, to add new definitions and to add a district classification section entitled Campus Boulevard Redevelopment District, a mixed-use district to include existing uses permitted by conditional use under Article 19. 19, right? 10. Yeah, 19.
Yeah.
Whew.
We haven't done Roman numerals for a while.
You see that, Mrs. Foreman? I still know my Roman numerals. See, like that? I got it. Section 19, SU1 Special Use District, as well as adding uses permitted by conditional use, including but not limited age-restricted residential community, assisted living facility, educational entertainment, restaurant, outpatient surgery center, micro-hospital, and indoor public storage and public uses, as well as adding and modifying applicable regulations, including but not limited to density, height, buffer, and off-street parking requirements, and reclassifying certain properties to the new district. Motion was made by Supervisor motion was made by the chair, seconded by Supervisor Sanfrancesco. Is there any board discussion? Mr. Sikora, you want to add anything to this, or?
No, this was
That's pretty cut and
reviewed
dry.
by the Township Planning Commission. They recommended approval. It was reviewed by the Delaware County Planning Department. The only comment was concern over whether the age restriction complied with the Fair Housing Act, Pennsylvania Human Relations Act, which we looked at before it was submitted. But what we did is we actually just referenced compliance with those two acts.
Any other questions for the solicitor? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Section 20, board comment. If there's any board members who have any public or not public comment, any board members that have any comment?
Sure, I'd like to make a few comments. First of all, I want to just take a moment to say how truly honored I am to serve this community. Standing here tonight means a great deal to me, especially because getting here has been quite a journey. This experience has reinforced for me the value of showing up and staying engaged, even when the path is hard and uncertain. I believe good government comes from citizens stepping forward to give back to their community, and I look forward to the work we can do together, and that belief is what kept me coming back. I'm thankful for all the support along the way, family and friends, and for the trust that has been placed in me and for the opportunity to serve. I want to just take a moment to thank Leonard and the rest of the board here for really helping me get up to speed and ready to go, and that means a lot. I want to thank the township staff and Steve for sending me around all the different departments so that I can learn the functions of the township. So again, thank you. It's truly an honor. Second, I just want to start by acknowledging how many people step forward to serve our township on the boards and commissions. For just about every board and committee, we had multiple excellent applications, which says a great deal about the care and commitment people have for this community. To those who were appointed this evening, congratulations, and I look forward to working with you. To those who are not appointed, please know that your interest is deeply appreciated. On a personal note, I know what it feels like to put your name forward and not be selected. It can be disappointing, but it does not diminish your ability to contribute. I sincerely hope you will stay engaged and volunteer. I know the talents, skills, and perspectives that exist in our community, and they are exactly what our township needs. Whether through volunteering, participating in meetings, or sharing your voice, your involvement does make a difference. Thank you to everyone who applied. Your willingness to serve is appreciated and is a reflection of a healthy, engaged community, and our township is better because of it. Thank you.
Any other board comment? All right, section 21 is public comment. If there's any members of the public who wish to provide any public comment on anything, whether it's related to the agenda or not, please feel free to come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Ms. Carvanis.
Yes, my name is Janet Carvanis. I live at 23 Paper Mill Road, Newtown Square. And I would like to start by saying thank you for reappointing me to the Environmental Advisory Council. My question is, when will these committees, the members, and the dates that they meet be available to those of us who will be using them?
Let's see.
So they were actually publicized tonight as part of that. So that's on the agenda. So if you pull up the agenda from tonight,
All right.
the next meeting, which happens, you're with EAC, happens to be
Yes,
Thursday.
yes.
Thursday night. And we will be reaching out, staff will be actually addressing this first thing tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So anybody who's on a committee that meets this week, we will reach out to you probably by phone
Okay.
and email if we have that. And so we'll be doing that first thing in probably by noon tomorrow. We
All
hope
right.
to have that
All
done.
right, very good.
Just letting everybody know, and then we'll meet on that night and do organization for those, reorganization for
Okay.
those committees.
Very good. Thank you.
Any other public comment? All right, everyone, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.